Now I'm going to move on to our last speaker, Justin Hopper. Justin, sorry to keep you waiting, sir. My apologies. I know you've been waiting for a while. And rest of the panelists, you can stay on if you like, and I will move on to Justin. So let me couple of words about Justin. As I mentioned, Justin is our final guest speaker. His name is Justin Hopper, DAC Chair, Chief Office of Civil Rights, California Department of Food and Ag. As Chief of CDFA, Office of Civil Rights since 2021, Justin brings 14 years of state experience service to his role. His CDFA career progression includes EEO Officer 2020 to 2021, AGPA Investigator, Staff Services Analyst focusing on reasonable accommodation, Office Technician. Before joining CDFA, Justin served as Personnel Specialist at CHP, specialized in international foods retail management. His credential includes certification in human resources, health and safety, criminal and civil investigation, and a degree in criminal justice. As CDF's DAC chair, Justin advocates for disability awareness and inclusion, drawing from personal experience as someone with invisible disability. His commitment extends to creating equitable opportunities throughout CDFA and the ag industry. Outside of work, Justin enjoys thriller movies, travel, writing fiction, spending time with his 4 dogs. So welcome to SDAG, Justin. The floor is yours.
Thanks, Bobby. I am going to share my screen. I'll try to get through this as fast as I can because I know we're running up on lunch. But as Bobby said, I'm from the California Department of Food and Agriculture, and I've been in the EEO civil rights space for about 10 years now. And I've been the DAC chair for about 2.5 years. And I've been an advisor for the DAC prior to that. So I'm very well established in the DAC space. And so what they've asked me to do is go over some of what we're doing in our Disability Advisory Committee and talking about what's worked for us in our structure. So right now, our DAC has 13 members across the state from all of our divisions, as well as from the district agricultural associations, or as you guys know, the county fairs. We have oversight over those fairs. And so we have folks from there as part of our DAC. We do require applications that have supervisor approval to participate in the DAC, but we do not require our membership to disclose their disability status. And this is because there has been in the past concerns about disclosing that to be a member of the DAC. There are people who just want to help out. And so this is a longstanding practice for the DAC prior to me being the chair. And so we've never really required that kind of disclosure for quite some time. We hold bi-monthly full committee meetings as well as monthly subcommittee meetings, and I'll talk about those in a second. And we have bylaws in place, but they are very old, and we're trying to get those revised and posted to our public website. This is our current officer team, so that's me about a year ago. My hair is much longer now, obviously, with my little buddy Copper. Yes, his name is Copper Hopper. And then my vice chair, Arma Kozina, she's the deputy secretary of admin and finance. Madison McMahon, she's one of our investigators for the Office of Civil Rights. And then our support, Jessica Billingsley, who is the executive assistant to the undersecretary. And so we have a very strong officer team, and everybody carries out their duties independently and supports each other in what we're doing. These are our DAC members. I'm not going to name them all, but I wanted to shout them out because of all of the work that they are doing from across the divisions in different areas of the department. It's very important that they are doing what they're doing and taking our message that we're having in our meetings back to their divisions. And they share what we're talking about with their division directors, with their all staff meetings that they're doing, so that we can get the word out as to what we're doing and while we're doing our events and such. So, like I mentioned, we have subcommittees for our DAC, and these are the four subcommittees that we have. We've got the awareness events and education, ADA compliance, hiring task force, and fundraising. And so, what those look like is for the awareness events, we do targeted events each month, focusing on bringing awareness and education about disabilities, disability related issues to CDFA and CDFA stakeholders. We do public announcements so members of the public can come to our events as well. Some of our recent events are listed here, and I've seen a lot of you folks at some of our events because I do share them with the network of folks that I'm in contact with. Guide Dog Awareness Month, Autism Acceptance Month, Developmental Disability Awareness Month, Disability Pride, NDEAM, and this year is the first year we're doing something specifically for disabled veterans, bringing PAVE, Pause Assisting Veterans, and holding a Veterans Day panel discussion with disabled veterans within our department. So we're really excited about all of that. This is a couple of pictures from our Guide Dog Awareness Month. We've got Shannon Dillon from the California Association of Guide Dog Users. And then the bottom right corner there is from the Sacramento SPCA, who we also did a supply drive for to give them a bunch of donations. And so we're trying to make a difference in our local community, not just within our department. And so these folks have come the last 2 years and done some wonderful presentations for us. Then there's our ADA compliance group, dedicated to advancing CDFA's dedication to full ADA compliance through inspections, drafting suggestions to the secretary, and providing policy input. Some of their recent accomplishments is that they've written some policies, put together an ADA compliance suggestion form, something we've never had before, providing feedback on the ADA coordinator's duty statement, and then revising CDFA's policy template to be more ADA accessible. We had little tables in a Word document, and I'm sure you guys all know how bad that is for ADA accessibility. And so we've pulled those out, and our admin services division has gone forward with the revisions that we've made from this group. So they've been very active in trying to make things as ADA compliant as possible, and drafting suggestions to the secretary so that she can review them and make some decisions on those. So, and I know this is very small, but this is what our ADA suggestion form looks like. That was designed by our DAC ADA compliance group, and so it's been used a few times now. We look into these things as they come up, and it's been a really effective tool that we've put together that the DAC has put out for our department to use, and it can be used by both internal folks as well as members of the public if they have an issue at one of our facilities. And then we've got the hiring task force, which is focused on driving the hiring of people with disabilities and providing hiring resources to organizations. The big thing that they're doing right now is marketing the change in disability status survey, and we're doing that twice a year now, once during Disability Pride Month in July, and then once during NDEAM, which we're currently in. And I'm very happy to say that for the first time, we've seen over 100 people take the survey, and then we're adding another 100 people to the list of people with disabilities. So we're going to see our numbers increase. I wish it was before the last report came out, but we'll see it in December when the demographics report comes out. We ensure that there's representative on CDFA's recruitment task force so that we can have people knowledgeable of the limited exam and appointment program to speak with people when we're out there doing these career fairs. So there's always a DAC member at any of our career fairs so they can talk about reasonable accommodations, LEAP, and other items related to disability awareness so that folks with disabilities can feel empowered to apply for CDFA. That's a current list of some of the career fairs we've been present at recently. And then we're currently developing partnerships with UC Davis, Sacramento State, and Solano Community College. And this picture here is just support from our public affairs office. So for my fellow DAC chairs, I highly recommend, in addition to everything that Eli and Pam and folks from the panel talked about, get in contact with public affairs if you're doing events or you're doing career fairs and have them amplify that for you. I've got a really close relationship with our public affairs team, and this is from the NDEAM Career Fair from a couple of weeks ago that CHP put together. So And this is me, Madison, Sinead, and Genevieve. All of us are DAC members. And so it was all DAC members that staffed that career fair. So, and it's really great to see that kind of engagement from folks outside the DAC helping us out. And then we will be doing fundraising starting in 2025 because there have been a couple of events that have required some money. We do have a little bit of a fund that we've had for several years, and we want to use that money to bring special events to CDFA. Namely, we did a sound healing event during Mental Health Awareness Month, and everybody loved it, but it was $200. And so I got permission from our administrative services director. They raise money for holiday parties and other events. We can raise money to bring events for disability awareness. And so some planned activities that we have